Many thanks for staying with us. Welcome back to Politics Today. I've been talking with Wahab Shitu, a legal practitioner, on the Ondo State PDP matter. Mr. Shitu, you talked about conflicting court judgment. If we may go back to the issue of the Edo State governorship, the Edo State PDP primaries, where there were also two parallel candidates. We had Matthew Idorekenwe and Ize Iyamu. And at the end of the day, Ize Iyamu was listed by INEC as the rightful candidate. And Ize Iyamu is a candidate, or was the candidate, for the Ahmed Makafi-led caretaker committee-led faction in place of Matthew Idorekenwe, who was the Alimodu Sheriff candidate, the faction candidate. How did the permutations change suddenly that in Ondo State, the Makafi faction did not get its candidate on INEC's list?
Well, let me just say this, that I'm very cautious in making any categorical pronouncement on this issue, because I'm not aware of I'm not abreast of the full facts. But what I want to say is that what is going on here in the PDP, as far as the court orders are concerned, is very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. Because ideally, in a democracy, the intervention of the court is the exception rather than the rule. There's no way the court will be able to know who's more popular in Ondo State, as between Jegede, who is an eminent senior advocate of Nigeria, and Chief Jimoh Ibrahim, who's also a lawyer and a businessman of repute. So the court cannot effectively decide who is the most popular between the two to represent, and this is the danger you have when you have intra-party dispute.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Shitu. Well, let's flip over now to Abuja studios, where we have Cairo Ojugbo, the Deputy National Chairman of the Alimodu Sheriff faction of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you for joining us on the program. Mr. Ojugbo, how do you react to the electoral umpire's decision, especially as some people in Ondo State see Jimoh Ibrahim's emergence as usurping the position for the flag bearer of the party in the November 26th election?
Well, let me say that if you recall, on this platform some time ago, I did say that the courts cannot solve the problem in the PDP, that we must seek a political solution. As it is, there is no other way now to resolve this issue other than the courts. And once a court gives a pronouncement, it is binding on INEC to accept it and to act on it. If I take you back a little bit to what happened in Edo State, there was this Liman J judgment in Port Harcourt that today we are very, very unhappy with. And you recall also that judgment of Liman J became a public issue when the SSS wanted to arrest him. Because of that judgment, Ize Iyamu was recognized as the candidate of PDP in Edo State. And INEC said to us, you go and get a judgment, not an order. That what you have is an order, interim order, interlocutory order, but that what Jim Liman J gave is a definitive judgment. And then our own case in Abuja was progressing because we didn't need to induce it, influence it, and it was going at its own natural course. And when judgment was delivered, INEC said, yes, this is the latest judgment in time, and so we recognize it. So the Ahmed Makafi Caretaker Committee, which we don't recognize, they appealed to say, look, let there be a stay of execution, join us in this issue. The court said, no, you cannot be party to it because we do not recognize you. And that is why INEC has chosen Jimoh Ibrahim as the candidate of the party.
Okay, you speak
now,
just a moment, Mr. Ojugbo.
As far as I'm concerned,
you speak of political solutions. Does the PDP, with its house divided, stand a chance come November 26 since obviously this problem seemed to transcend the polls?
Yes, this is again where you will allow me to explain again. You see, no matter how you look at this case, the PDP as a body must get its act right. The reconciliation must be pursued with more vigor, and sincerity must be brought into it. Otherwise, come November 26, we will have problem. But the only thing that can happen now as it is that everybody, McAfee fashion, Amadou Sheriff's executive, everybody must cooperate and then fight the election. Give it complete attention. We must work together as brothers, because what is happening in the courts is just unfortunate and is an internal party matter. So we must return to the field, put this court judgment aside, unite as one, so that we let the court continue what they are doing and then decide who eventually becomes the authentic candidate of the party.
All right.
Because that is what is going to happen. But as far as the law, the court is concerned as today, Jimoh Ibrahim is the candidate.
All right, thank you very much, Cairo.
Today, I was in the court throughout.
Thank you very much, Cairo Ojugbo, Deputy National Chairman of the Alimadu Sheriff faction of the PDP. In just a moment, Wahab Shitu, if the Eyitayo Jegede faction seeks redress in a superior court, what fate will this leave the PDP in Ondo State ahead of the November 2016 election?
Well, what I've said before is that the resolution of this conflict, that it has to get to the stage of the court intervening, is very unfortunate. Ideally, political parties ought to be able to determine who will represent them in the elections. And now that has not taken place, and the court has made a categorical pronouncement. Every court has a jurisdiction to be right or to be wrong. And when you are aggrieved by the pronouncement of a court, parties have also the right to file an appeal. I think the issue now is, which one is the binding judgment now that INEC has to respect? And I think the Federal High Court has made a pronouncement. Whether right or wrong, it's for the appellate court to decide. I think this might not be there, but what I want to note is that the political class must not precipitate a crisis in the country. And I think we should recognize the fact that what is on ground is not just a legal problem. There are also political undercurrents. It is important that we do not put Ondo State in crisis if this matter is not carefully handled. Because Eyitayo Jegede is a candidate of the incumbent governor,
yes,
who is also visibly on ground. And so we have to know, as between Jimoh Ibrahim and Eyitayo Jegede, who is more popular. The PDP ought to have been able to decide that. But because of the crisis within PDP, they've allowed the court to come in here. And the court has its own way of knowing which of the two candidates is popular. The court can only decide based on the facts.
All right, thank you very much, Wahab Shitu, for sharing your thoughts with us on the program tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, that's our program tonight. We'll still follow the matter on the Ondo State governorship election on the program. Many thanks for being part of the show. I'm Emana Amawe. On behalf of the team, bye for now.